The fire is out in our corridor. How's it going? It's going pretty good. It could be going better. The RNG gods have not been super kind to this run, but somehow Captain Devarian has kept the crew sane. So we can field the fire drone and the hull laser, but not the ion and the fire without taking... Okay, that fixes that, because now we can field both. Okay. Yeah, look, let's hit sector 3. If nothing else, maybe it'll bring a merciful death. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. You come across an asteroid mining colony. They message you immediately saying, greetings, our supplies of mining explosives have run out. Ever since the rebels blockaded this system, do you have any extra explosives? You can absolutely have my 5 requested missiles. Oh, they upgraded the reactor. Oh, that's beautiful. It's like they heard my prayer. Yeah, so that does leave. Okay, beautiful. I'll take it. Means that we still have the points that we can put into the engine, which will go to shields eventually. Mantis homeworlds or the Zoltan controlled sector. We're gonna go to the Zoltan controlled sector. I think there are more events in here that can yield Zoltan crew members, and that would come in handy right now. You arrive in Zoltan space. From what you have heard, they anticipated the coming war and made preparations to hold their borders. All right. Lots of nebula. Oh, but you got, again, we'd have to go all the way forward just to jump back and explore them. We've gotten some weird layouts for sector maps. You jump into a calmer part of the nebula. However, your relief fades as a rebel scout jumps to the beacon and moves into attack. So listen, we have full hull. This enemy does not have a shield. We're gonna take damage here because we are going to intentionally just field the drone and get that achievement done. Hopefully the shields stay into effect quick enough that it won't matter. Oh, so this thing just causes fires. It doesn't actually do damage. Interesting. I mean, so it still does damage as the fires burn through the subsystems. We're taking damage in the meantime. I don't have anyone in the cockpit, which is not ideal. We got a breach in the weapons room. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Intruders. Oh, it's because Devarian got mind controlled. Let's field the combat drone to finish up because everything is on fire and we're dying. Don't kill Devarian. If you guys could just like be mad at each other but also heal in the med bay, that'd be ideal. We'll have the combat drone. This would have been the much more efficient way to do this. So the fire drone's neat, and it'd be a cool way to take ships alive. But it's also not ideal. I hardly lifted a finger. Achievement unlocked. So we do have the Type B Engi cruiser, so that's something at least. So look, regardless of what happens in this run now, it's a success. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of scrap. 1 missile, 1 drone, 30 scrap. I can still hear fire raging, so we're gonna give it a second. Go ahead and vent the rest of this too while we're at it. How awkward would that be if we're waiting for this ship to kind of like get the fires under control and Graffin and Devarian had just been punching the crap out of each other? It must be so awkward on the ship right now. All right. All hands to fix the weapon systems and the breach. Keep an eye on everyone's health totals. They have stabilized. We're good. Oxygen coming back up. Everyone return to your systems. Graffin has been extremely slow in gaining experience on weapons, and the problem is I don't know if you get experience for shooting ion. You might only gain experience when you do damage, and that might be the issue at hand. I don't know for sure though. A rebel captain appears on the screen. I thought we had been doomed to backwater assignments. This is my chance to get back in Command's good graces. We will see about that. I don't know how Command is going to handle you losing materiel. 2 pips on their shield at this point, so these fights are going to start getting very difficult with the loadout we have. Oh god, especially when every freaking person on the planet is fielding missiles. Drones are ionized, more missiles incoming. This may in fact be the end for this run. Oof, shot right to the cockpit. Weapons are down. We can get the hull laser in on the action here at least while we're waiting for weapons to be back up. Not ideal. Hull laser's gonna get in a couple shots here though. More missiles. You get a frantic message. Take everything we have, just don't kill us. No. No. You started this fight, you jerks. Yeah, that hull laser does decent damage, but we just get... It's so slow to charge because Graffin doesn't have the expertise that it's just not feasible. 2 missiles, 1 drone, and about 30 scrap. You can ionize me all you want, just as long as you stop damaging my systems. This has been... I can't imagine what the morale on this ship is like. Because, like, every step of the way, it has been pretty obvious that things are going badly. And yet, they're just soldiering on. This nebula turns out to be the hiding place of a terrified rock crew taking refuge from the Zoltan border police. They don't seem prepared to risk you leaving with their coordinates and open fire. Oh, yeah? I need shields back up, please. Thank you. We should be able to... I think we'll be able to get to at least 1 more shop before we really are having concern. So unfortunately, right, like here's kind of the loop we've gotten into in this fight. I keep on saving up the scrap we need to upgrade the shields to stop taking hull damage on these fights. But then we take hull damage, so I have to spend money to fix the ship, and then we lose the ability to upgrade the shields. Their systems suffering. The rock ship attempts to make contact. Alien vessel, cease your attack. We will pay. I'm gonna take it because fuel's starting to get not as great, and so we want to make sure that that's back on board. So now here's the conundrum. We can upgrade the shields. We have three available system power. We use 2 to power the combat drone. We're gonna stick with that instead of the fire drone for now. So we would need 2 shield. So 50, 70, we're gonna do it. This should assist in letting us take less hull damage in the fights and maybe give us a chance to catch up with how badly the hull's banged up. A small shuttle appears on local radar. It turns out it's a rebel automated scout. Of course it is. Ooh, they have a fire drone. That's exactly what I want. You know, if nothing else, it's a testament to the fact that upgrading the shields was worth it. So he's got a single ion pulse that he throws, and he's got the drone. Oh no, he does have a projectile weapon as well. No, you know what? I do want you... Let's have you do it, because honestly, how much are you really helping the ions to charge faster? Fire drone has not been able to really get anything accomplished. Sensors are down though, so if it does get in a shot, I'm not gonna know it unless I hear it. Combat drone's doing work. Would love for the combat drone to freaking push some shots on the shield. so that I can move the ion around. I guess, well, with weapons down, I guess I wouldn't really need to move the ions at all. It'd be nice to take the drone offline, but the drone's not doing anything while weapons are offline over there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, he'll just clean it up here. We can actually take Misha off to go fix sensors in the meantime. 2 fuel, 1 drone, 32 scrap. I will definitely take the scrap there. That scared me so bad. Their drone went dead on a pass across the ship, and for whatever reason, I thought that was in our drone bay. That's halfway terrifying. No store to speak of yet. We're going to take this parallel jump just to try and get a couple more events into this zone before things get even dicier. You arrive in an asteroid field and are greeted by a Zoltan guard. By attempting to access these closed mining fields, you are in violation of the Natural Mineral Protection Act. Your weaponry will be confiscated for processing. You don't have time for this. Of course we don't have time for this. We got stuff to do. Shield down. Come on. Shield down. With the missiles. With the missiles. You know, it's funny. I barely use the missile, or at least I guess I just don't appreciate the missile on the Kestrel. But you feel it, like on the Engi ship, not having something to get through shields in a timely manner. You feel it because it drags fights out. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 34 scrap. All right, positions, everyone. What do we got? We'll take the distress. Why not? What do we got? 7 hull points. Yeah, that's plenty. You've encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure if anyone is on board. We'll hail them. Vessel is relieved to hear from you. They're running low on supplies. They suggest a trade. I actually don't need your missiles, so I'm sorry, but you're just gonna have to float in space forever. Sorry, bye. You don't have time to hail the Zoltan ship that was waiting at this beacon before it jumps away. They are a careful race. Because of the nebula, we're actually pretty far out ahead of the rebel fleet, so let's see if we can maybe find a shop over here on the edge. You pick up the last broadcast from a rupturing Zoltan freighter. The Mantis! They're here, please! You're interrupted by fire off the port bow. All right. We are going to have boarders to deal with here. Shields are down. Let's get weapons down if we can. Beautiful. Keep shields locked up. Is Graffin holding tight? He is. That's interesting that the nanobots from the Engi ship special are enough to let a rock go toe-to-toe with a mantis. I mean, I guess it makes sense because they get the extra health, so like he's already got kind of an advantage. But the Mantis are just such nasty hand-to-hand fighters. Very much a slow and steady kind of a situation. Easy peasy. That one went well. 1 fuel, 1 missile, 25 scrap. Yeah, no, we'll save it. So if I jump here, we got some issues. So instead we're gonna jump here because we can always backtrack to the exit if we need to. We know none of those are stores though, so like maybe I just leave and hope we get an early shop in sector 4. I think that's the play. Because honestly, more than anything right now, we need some like big shop luck or like a good drop in a random event, because you know we're stringing this run along, but it's not going to go anywhere with our current setup. A ship with conspicuous pirate markings is orbiting a nearby moon, broadcasting a simple message claiming to have equipment available for sale. Yeah, no, hail the ship. We want to buy stuff. Yes, we have an extensive stock. Come aboard and see our wares. Wait a minute. I don't know if I want to go aboard and see your wares. Oh, you know what probably part of the issue is? I've had the voyage mislabeled for the entire time. I didn't increment it up by 1 when we started. You know what? We're rolling the dice because we don't really have much to lose on this run. Let's dock with the ship. A human in an exquisite suit meets you on board. Welcome to my ship. We specialize in drones of all kinds. Can I interest you in any? So we can buy drone parts. Buy a drone system upgrade for 20 scrap, which I think is... It's not crazy cheaper. A boarding drone. How much do we care about a boarding drone? I mean, that's not really a super fast means of disposing an enemy ship. We'll go ahead and buy the drone system upgrade just because I feel like that's a pretty good bargain. Yeah, because it probably was, what, 30 for what it would have cost, and we got it for 20. So now, you know, the hope now is that we can maybe get a second combat drone. Let's go to the next sector. So either the Engi controlled or the Engi homeworld. Let's go to the Engi homeworld. Let's stop by home on our way to what is presumably our deaths. You've arrived in Engi space. The Mantis have been threatening the Engi core worlds, but you should be able to stock up for your journey. We do have an immediate store. We are taking it. The Engi can do remarkable things with just a pile of scrap. The Engi hive at this beacon are selling equipment for just that. Okay, so we do have some drone action. So anti-ship beam drone is more what I thought the fire drone was going to be. I thought that that was like a beam weapon that was going to actually hurt stuff. This is probably our best bet for pairing off with the ions while the shields are down. But I mean, there's definitely also an advantage to having the combat drone here, because then we can field both of them at once. It will mean that we're burning through drone parts though, which is worth it. We can go ahead and sell the fire drone, I think. We just don't have a system that's set up in such a way as to make that really worth it. We can't quite afford both. That would have been ideal. Let's take the combat drone, and then we're gonna heal up as best we can. Yeah. All right, so now we can, if we need to, we can let the ion blast take the shields down and then just switch over to double drones. And obviously we can put more points into the reactor as we go here. Okay, that's looking up a little bit. There's a black market hub here. We will absolutely sell 10 missiles for 30 scrap. You kidding me? Take my missiles, please. And in fact, how would we need both? 1, 2, yeah, we would need 2. So let's save the scrap for now, because it's not going to actually functionally make a difference until we can get a second point in the reactor anyway. What at first seems to be a simple nebula is actually filled with a good amount of debris from a brutal exchange between several ships. Wreckage drifts by your screens and tumbles into the depths of the nebula to be lost to sight. It's hard to determine who the combatants were without closer investigation. Well, then let's investigate. The wreckage appears to be a battle between Federation fighters and Rebel cruisers. Though outnumbered, it looks like the Federation fought valiantly. As you begin a more detailed scan of the wreckage, Rebel reinforcements arrive in the system and target your ship. Yo, you got a lot of guns, my dude. If we can be, and you have 3 shield pips. This is not great. Okay. Hear me out. We gotta go hard to even have a hope of getting in and hitting this guy. Med-based damage, so we get the shield pip from that. Take one out of propulsion. I still don't know if we're gonna be able to get in. We got a hull breach. Hull breach is gonna need to get tended to. I think that's actually more important because we're not using the weapons right now. We've lost all hull latitude. We need this back, and then we need to be able to go get the ions back on board. Oof. Not great over here. Yeah, we can't, I mean, we can't even crack this shield. Try and get the hull laser charged up enough to help kick through this. I don't know if it'll be enough. Crew's still getting level ups though. They're like, look, we might be facing down what is almost assuredly our death, but we're gonna do it with a smile, boss. That's the kind of loyalty Captain Devarian breeds in a crew, though. I guess it's not to be surprising. The Ion's back on board. No, this is cursed. Probably a mercy killing, if we're honest right now. This run had an insane amount of kind of moxie and like go get 'em attitude, but like was never going anywhere. Go ahead and just, you know what, let's, or this, oh, the doors are damaged. I was gonna say we can just vent the ship. So what's the post-mortem on this run? Well, oh my god, they made it through. I quit on them. I quit on them, and I shouldn't have, because they made it. All right, look. I get it. I get what you're trying to tell me. Well, no. There goes Grafton. So Misha's the lone pilot. Woof. Well, Misha, you had said that you didn't want to be thrown out an airlock, but what if, hear me out, what if you just stood next to an open airlock? This run was tough. We didn't get very good luck in the first system, and then wound up having just enough go our way to keep kind of kicking the can down the road, which I think is, honestly, I think that might be one of the most glaring ways that like FTL has aged and is kind of shown its age, is that it is, I think it's actually pretty easy to get decently far and put a decent amount of time commitment in FTL on what is obviously a cursed run. Like, I mean, I don't know how far back I'd have to scroll to find it, but Vivi ages ago was like, sometimes you just have to let a run go. And he's not wrong. Like, this run was probably doomed from the jump. But look, a valiant effort, right? Our number 3, how bad is that our third best score is from a run that was so obviously cursed. And Misha set a new record for repairs. Misha now holds the record for all-time crew repairs. You love to see that. So now we get our first B loadout. Oh, that's right. So the Engi B loadout is a single captain, and then you start off with a decent set of options as far as how you want to conduct your fighting. So you get the Ion, you get like all of your crew stuff is covered by your drones. Let's give it a shot. Drone reactor booster. Your shipboard drones have their movement speed increased by 25%. So that's to like make up for the fact that we don't have drones, or we don't have crew. The Vortex. Well, certainly this can't go bad, right? Why not? Draconis is the most recent person to enter and join us here on the backlog. So it looks like Draconis is going to be our brave solo captain. The data you carry is vital. All right. Oh, so we can't even see anything. There's no sensors on the ship. I didn't even think of that. So you just have to like assume what's going on. We can put points into sensors, right? No, you have to buy the sensor subsystem. That's bonkers. All right. No worries. We're going to make it just fine. This is exactly how Draconis loves to fly. Schrodinger ship? You're 100% right. Gonna have to really keep the old ears tuned out for some audio cues. A pirate ship was lying in wait inside this asteroid field. It immediately moves into attack. So we can field both of our weapons simultaneously, which is nice at least. So let's see if we can't pummel through and get shields knocked out. We lost engines immediately, so let's send the shield or the system repair drones in. Shields are going to be down. All right, so now you are considerably more well armed than I would have thought. We surrender. Actually, no, you don't surrender. You die. I think we're actually going to take one more point of hull damage from this, but it's worth it. It's almost not worth it. We nearly lost our pilot in a single shot. That was insane how much damage we got from that. Really kind of highlights how vulnerable the Vortex is right away in the beginning. 1 fuel, 1 drone, 14 scrap. So Draconis has officially set the record for most impressive solo journey. So at least he's got that going for him. We already spent the drone part, so we might as well let the repair bot go finish what he's doing while Draconis takes a little nap. Kind of sleepy. Solo Drac for life. All right. O2 got dangerously low. I don't think we can actually, yeah, we can't command the repair drone. So that's actually something to be a little bit concerned about, is the fact that when we have vital systems damaged, it's not like when you're commanding normal crew. Like, we might have to just pull Draconis out from the cockpit and have him attend to things directly. Ideally, right? Ideally, what we do is we get some crew. Letting oxygen come back up a little bit in case we immediately take damage to the oxygen systems in the next jump. You would think by lowering the number of crew involved in running your ship that it would be less difficult to manage, because you're only giving directions to one person and just starting and stopping drones. But it does pretty dramatically change how you think about it. You spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage you and your ship. We're going to demand the surrender of their goods. You prepare to secure the cargo by force. They don't want to fight. Of course they don't want to fight. They know not to mess with the one-man wrecking crew. Oh, so our system bots, we can field them and then they stay between jumps. I guess that's another cool thing, because that's obviously much different than the standard kind of way that drones operate. So that's an important thing to note. I don't know that it's worth me kind of cashing in extra drones for no reason just yet. We do want to kind of be smart about how we're deploying them. We don't need them, so let's not spend them. But that's worth maybe changing how we've got things laid out, right? Because if we put an extra point into drones, that gives us a little bit more freedom. That's also something to consider for future runs. That system repair bot, if he's going to just chill on the ship, that's pretty handy. The ship was carrying military supplies. You pick up anything that looks salvageable from the debris. 2 fuel, 1 missile, 22 salvage. Pretty clean fight there. Oh, Drac just yelling solo over the comms is a good look. An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. Sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military goods. Oh, then we're absolutely going to attack it to get to the storage cache. Let's see. Come on. I hate that your weapon systems can't spin up to speed while you are like waiting for a ship to uncloak. Like, you knew the ship was here. We, in fact, it was like a premeditated fight on our behalf. We chose to take this fight, yet somehow we cannot like preemptively get the jump on them. That's crazy to me. Shot on weapons here. This should hopefully, oof. That's a lot of damage. Give up your loot, or I mean, I will take it. Salvage what you can from the broken ship. The station was apparently designed to outfit rebel ships with drone systems. You find a functioning schematic. All right, so we find a drone part on the drone ship. The shield drone, it can create a single super shield barrier periodically. And periodically is not, that's not what you want to hear when you're making critical ship-wide decisions. Call me crazy. Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools, and they've tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational, and you move in to attack. So by your crew, they mean Draconis is out there like speed hacking the way people do in television procedurals. I'm being hacked! Engage the counter hack! It's got an ion cannon and a standard laser. Is that a burst laser? I should start paying more attention to what the sprites of the different gear look like. I think that would actually go a long way to helping me kind of choose and pick how my fights work. He shot that drone bay, and honestly, with the repair drone right there, it's like you shot his house. Who does that? You've seen those cute robots on the internet from Boston Dynamic. Would you shoot their house? I don't think so. That's what you get for shooting a robot's house. With the pirate ship destroyed, your ship's system is restored and fully functional. You salvage what you can from the debris. 3 fuel, 18 scrap. 87 scrap. I mean, we're going to want a hull repair, so I can't get too excited about how we spend this scrap yet. I'd like to put another point in shields early here, though. And especially while our pirate ship approaches you, hand over one of your... Now, hang on a minute. Hand over one of your crew members, and the rest of you can go free unharmed. So drawing straws seems not really that effective in this scenario, unless Draconis has a split personality that I didn't know about. We will never surrender one of our crew to slavers. I really wish that this had dynamic dialogue so that you could be like, I'm the only guy here. I'm assuming the run's over if we submit, so obviously we're not going to. We will never surrender. That is an outrageous event to draw on the Vortex. We lose a little efficiency with the way our weapon loadout works because our ion cannon takes longer to charge. Oof. Then our weapons are down. We're gonna have to fix that. Our ion takes longer to charge than our heavy laser does, which is unfortunate because we lose a lot of efficiency. I'm pretty sure we're dead here because I think if their missile makes it through again, we lose no matter what. Yeah, okay. Rip. Oh, that's why. Again, I know why we cursed you. Look, I added this voyage counter and then I'm so terrible about updating it and it just dooms you. You just wind up doomed. One last explosion marks your fate as your ship is torn apart. So, not an ideal run, right? I think that the Vortex is actually really kind of a difficult ship to run with. I mean, look, to your credit, Draconis, it's the best Vortex run we've got. I'll take that.